Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't rely on your own intelligence. Know him in all your paths, and he will keep your way straight. Okay, honey, I was dealing with a guy, and I was going from my own intelligence. Okay, a married man. And I wasn't trusting. You know why? Because I was showing up operating from scarcity lack mindset, thinking that this was the best that I can do, thinking that this was the best that was offered to me. Not understanding it was just based upon my perception, my projection. Not understanding that I wasn't trusting in God. Understanding that I felt like, you know, this is all was in store for me. And I was going based upon my own intelligence, not trusting that God had something bigger and better for me. Wasn't trusting that if I just was a little patient and if I did more work on myself as opposed of chasing and feeling like that this person was my savior, my rescuer, a married man, okay? If I was only a little patient and if I was willing to show up for me. See, the problem is you've been trusting in men, okay? Even in the Bible, it states, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't rely on your own intelligence. Know him in all your paths, and he will keep your ways straight. Proverbs, okay? You've been trusting in men. That's the issue, okay? And trusting in men, it is leading you astray, honey. Okay? It's leading you astray. So today's video, we are going to talk about how to let go and trust in God. Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. I hope you guys are having such an amazing day. If not, do understand and get that your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. If you are new to my channel, my name is Dina Bryant. I do inspirational videos. I do some shopping hauls, and I also do some vegan recipes. So this video idea had came up actually yesterday when I was meditating, and in my meditation session with myself, with my higher self, for about 20 minutes I meditate, and what came up was let go, trust God. Okay. The reason why we oftentimes don't trust, right? Now, we may say we trust and, oh, I believe in everything is working out and everything's coming together. But one of the main questions you need to ask yourself is this. When the outside, right, whether it is their banking account, whether it is their relationship that is on its way, there's person that's on its way, whether it is, you becoming more successful or whatever, if you really trust, okay, and have faith, you're not going to go based upon things outside your own understanding. You're not going to go based upon what is showing up. And if it looks good, then you're like, oh, well, that means everything working out for me. Or you are in such a high vibration. But what about the times when things don't appear to be working in your favor? What about the tests that we tend to go through and we are faced with each and every day, right? The adversities. And when we start understanding that, oh, my higher self, God, source, whatever you want to deem it, is working in my favor. So do you really trust? Okay. And are you trusting more in man than you are trusting in the word? Okay. Than you are trusting in God? Because if you are trusting more in man, I remember in this story, it always comes to me. Okay. Because child, I was really trusting in men. Okay, I was trusting in men more than I was trusting in God. And a lot of times we don't understand why our lives are going or moving in a chaotic state is because we are going based upon our own understanding, our belief systems that someone else gave to us. That in most cases, the belief systems that somebody else gave to us, it don't even work for them. But we are trusting that more than the laws of this here universe. Okay. So I remember I was dating this guy. Okay. Dating this guy, dating him. And at this time, I didn't know my self-worth, my value, honey, my self-esteem. Okay. It was low. Right. And I settled. I settled for someone that was married, okay, someone that was telling me, he was leaving his wife and all these, I just wanted to believe it, okay, although it showed that he wasn't, okay, but I was romanticizing on the possibilities of him leaving his wife, okay, and I remember one day, it was two incidents that happened. One incident, he had picked me up. Me and him had worked together. And he had picked me up one day. It was on a Sunday. I never forget this, okay? I remember this story so clearly. He had picked me up, and we would pretty much go to, like, whatever store I asked him to bring me to, we would go to their store. And being that I settled and I didn't know my self-worth at that time, okay, it was pretty much, he was willing to buy me. So I was pretty much selling myself out. Okay, honey, that's my truth. You got to be real with yourself. You got to tell yourself the truth, okay? And stop lying, okay? So I was pretty much selling myself out. Meaning that because I didn't know who I was and I didn't know that I can have better, okay? But how you gonna think you can have better if your self-image is so tainted? How you gonna think you can have better if you feel like, oh, I have 2 children, nobody else is going to want me? If you have this belief system going, penetrating in your subconscious mind, honey, you are going to settle. You are going to accept the bare minimum, okay? And so this one day we had went to BJ's. And we gets up in BJ's and, I'm putting the stuff in a cart and stuff like that. And we had an argument prior to going to BJ's. It was like a few days prior to us going to BJ's. And so, I'm doing the routine, what I normally do, putting the stuff in a basket, and everything like that. So I had put one last item. I never forget, y'all. It was some Dove pink soap. And he looks at me and says, who's going to pay for this? And honey, when you talk about, I was flabbergasted. I was looking at him like, this is our arrangement. Okay. All right. I settle. Okay. I mess with you knowing that you have a family and you pay for my stuff. Okay. I know that sounds horrible. Okay. But yeah, so that's what it was. And so he was like, I'm not paying for this. Honey, when I tell you, my face, okay, my mouth hit the floor, okay, trusting on my own understanding, thinking that this is the only way, thinking that, I could never have anything better than this, thinking that this guy was my savior. He was my rescuer, okay? Although it was so much that came with that relationship, okay? Me experiencing anxiety, me experiencing depression. It was so much that came with that. The next time, it was this. We had pulled up. He had picked me up from work, and we pulled up on the side of the store, like where I used to live. And I remember he looked at me and said, you will never, yes, honey, that's what he said. He said, you will never find another person, another guy like me. Yes, okay. Yes, he did, child. And let me tell you something. what I come to realize and understand, oh, now, you gotta become that. Okay? You have to become that. So if you're looking for somebody else to take care of you or somebody else to do those things, honey, start doing those things for yourself. Okay? Start working on yourself. That way, you're not looking for somebody to take care of you. You're not looking for somebody else to do those things, because let me tell you something. When you have all these expectations from men, okay, you're going to be let down each and every time. Okay? Trust in the law. Okay? And not on your own understanding. And my own understanding was, this is what I deserve. This is the best I can have. Okay? This is what I have to settle for. That was my own understanding. And then let me tell you something, how magnificent, okay, God is. All right? Because I was trusting on, trusting in this guy. And this guy showed me. Okay, he showed me. Because a few months later, okay, he had left. He left. Okay? He left. And it was like so much was going on in my life, right? But honey, I had these goals. See, I'm a goal-oriented gal. Okay. I stay with a notebook. Now this is a new notebook, okay? All right. I stay with a notebook. I stay writing my goals down. And at this particular time, I had goals, and these goals, when I had accomplished my goals, I was to get $10,000 from Section 8. Yes, child. Yes. Okay, yes. And so, what happened, I had entered into this gold program with Section 8, and whatever amount of money you are paying in rent, Section 8 will double that amount, okay? And I had 5 years to complete these goals. And one of the goals was for me to attend some type of financial literacy class, okay? The next one was for me to finish college with my associate's degree in criminal justice. And then it was the third one, like, for me to become a police officer. Okay. And the third one, it didn't really count because one of the things Section 8 said was, that I can't determine, when a police test is coming out or whatever it is. So they pretty much, like, scratched that off. After me and a guy broke up, okay, and I went through some turmoil, one of the things about life I really want you to understand and get, there is always going to be some type of adversity. That is just something that comes with life. You're not being picked on. Okay, you're not, the universe, God isn't out just to get you, right? That's an illusion. Because all of us go through the same exact thing. What is different and what shows up different is our perception, how we perceive things. See, you have the ability to stay where you currently are, or you can look at that situation, those circumstances, and say, you know what, not today. I do not have to stay here. I can move at any given time by changing my perception, by changing my thoughts, that then will have me change my emotions. Because the truth of the matter is, we are creators. And we get to create whatever magnificent, prosperous life that we desire. So, after me and him broke up, right, I remember it was November, and I had went to Section 8, okay, because I completed my goals. I was so ecstatic, okay, so ecstatic. And I was able to go pick up the $10,000. It was like $10,500, $10,000 check. Okay. And then I had went to cash the check. Honey, I just was living my best life. Okay. All right. But what that showed me was that I didn't need that guy. Oftentimes we settle because we like, oh, I need this person, because we are operating from a scarcity and lack mindset. And whatever you perceive to be true, guess what? That is going to be true. And so although I perceive that, oh, I need this guy, I have to depend on him. This is pretty much my life source. No, no, no. Because let me tell you something. Man will leave you in a heartbeat. That job will fire you sooner than you get there. Okay? But source, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, God is always going to be there. Is always going to be there. And it's so funny how oftentimes we turn our backs on God to rely on man. And man isn't even as powerful as God. And yes, we are God's creators of our reality. But when I say isn't as powerful, what I mean is we go to somebody else outside our existence and think, well, this person is going to give me what I don't have, that we feel as though we don't have. But only if we are patient and operating in faith and knowing that things always work out. And the evidence is all the times that we have done things, it all worked out for us. It all worked out for the greater good. Because if it wasn't for those adversities, for that obstacle that we experienced, guess what? We would not be where we are today. If it wasn't for you going through that divorce, you probably wouldn't be married to your B.I.D. sweetie right now. So one of the things that we have to start understanding is to trust in God, trust in the laws of this here universe, as opposed to our own understanding. Because our understanding, it can be jealous. It can be wrong. And so how do you start trusting, right? How do you start knowing that things are going to work out in your favor? Well, one, the best example I can give you is this. Insanity, okay, is doing the same thing over and over and over and hoping and praying and looking for something new to come or something new to occur. You doing something different. You doing something new. So that should give you understanding that since I'm doing something new, something different is going to come into my life. Since you are studying and getting to know thyself, okay, you start understanding that you are worthy. That somebody else telling you that you're not worthy, that somebody else telling you that, you don't deserve the best of the best, that's their understanding. What did God say? It's not what they say, it's what did God say? Okay, they telling you that you don't deserve it. You will never have this or do that. That's not what God said. And that's not what Jesus said. Because last time I checked, Jesus said that there's many mansions, okay, in my Father's kingdom. Okay, all right. And so start standing on God's word as opposed to man word, and let go. The reason you're gonna let go of the fear, you're gonna let go of the doubt, you're gonna let go of the worry, you're gonna let go of you thinking you're not good enough. You're gonna let go of those things because that's not God's word. To be full of fear, to be full of worry, to be full of doubt. And if you are operating in fear, worry, doubt, if you're not showing up as your best self. So what we gonna do? This is what we gonna do, team. Okay, I feel like we're in in the meeting or something. This is what we gonna do. We gonna start trusting. We gonna let go. Okay. And when I say let go, please don't get that misconstrued. Because some people feel as though, all right, well, let go means I ain't got to show up. No. Let go is you're going to show up, but you're going to get rid of that self-doubt. You're going to get rid of that fear. That's what I mean when I say let go. Let go and trust God. You're going to start doing things that you not used to doing. Why? Because you deserve the best of the best. And all throughout the Bible, it says that. But only if we stop operating based upon what we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, feel, and start going based upon higher faculties, intuition, reason, will, imagination, perception. Because those are the higher faculties on the spiritual realm. And if you going based upon just the physical realm, honey, let me tell you something. It will always appear that things are not working in your favor. But I can almost assure you that they are. And so I hope you guys got something from this. Leave some comments in the chat. Okay, let's keep this chat going. Okay, I love you guys. Keep rocking out. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.